If you're shopping for luxury compact SUVs, two names dominate the shortlist, and they're both all new for 2025. We're talking about the BMW X3 and the Audi Q5. Think of them as two takes on the same idea: sporty, quiet, tech-savvy family crossovers that still feel special on a Tuesday commute. Today we're going to sort through everything you need to know, like what's new, how they drive, interior space, and how livable they are day to day. And at the end, we'll help you decide which SUV to choose based on your preferences. So let's get into it. Starting with what's new under the hood and how it translates on the road, the all-new 2025 Audi Q5 runs a turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder through a 7-speed dual clutch, and quattro all-wheel drive is standard. It's rated at 268 horsepower and 295 pound-feet and hustles 0 to 60 in about 5.8 seconds. The transmission feels lively and direct once you're rolling, snappy paddle responses and quick locking into the power, while at parking lot creep it has the slight on-off feel typical of dual clutches. The BMW X3 xDrive also comes standard with all-wheel drive. It pairs its own 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder and a 48-volt mild hybrid system with a ZF 8-speed torque converter automatic. It's buttery smooth at low speeds and decisively quick when you dig in, making 255 horsepower and 295 pound-feet for a 0 to 60 run in roughly 6 seconds. The hybrid system fills in off-idle and makes stop-start almost unnoticeable, while the transmission nails smart downshifts without drama. Then there's the party piece. The X3 M50's 3-liter inline-6 lays down 393 horsepower and 428 pound-feet, and with launch control and the razor-sharp ZF 8-speed, it rockets from 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, punches 50 to 70 miles per hour in roughly 3 seconds, and pulls hard up to a governed 155 miles per hour. To be fair though, the M50 really lines up against Audi's SQ5. So for an apples-to-apples comparison, we'll focus on the 4-cylinder Q5 and the 4-cylinder X3 for the rest of this review. Inside, the Q3 pivots hard into BMW's new interior playbook. The curved display merges the driver cluster with a 14.9-inch infotainment pane in one sweep, and the whole dash trades classic BMW horizontals for cleaner surfacing and a stronger lighting narrative. You'll notice the departures right away. The air vent sliders are now slim, low-profile toggles. The side vent open-close controls move on to the door cards, and the volume knob relocates lower and closer to your right hand, so you can nudge it without hunting. Ambient illumination isn't an accent anymore, it's a feature, with light blades and patterns running across the dash and doors that change color and animation with your drive modes and welcomes. The driving position is still pure BMW. Seat low, wheel close, pedals aligned, but the control philosophy is more minimalist. Climate and seat heating live in the screen, leaving the fascia visually calm. The upside is a tidy modern cockpit that feels future-ready. The trade-off is fewer physical touchpoints for folks who miss the old row of knobs and toggles. Alright, before we jump from the X3's cabin over to the Audis, a quick shout-out to today's sponsor, 3W Autolife. You're seeing their rubber floor liners installed in my own X3 right now. First thing I noticed during the unboxing, no smell. These use 3W's exclusive Thorax material and are made without any adhesives, so the cabin stays safe and odorless. I even did an ultra-scientific sniff test and got nothing. Also, small dad win, the shipping box has a design cutout which turned into a fun arts and crafts project. My daughter turned the cardboard into a little rocking horse and she was thrilled. Durability is where these shine. Thanks to Vigor Mold technology, the liners shrug off daily abuse and keep their shape. Even after all this use and heavy friction every day, the mats still look brand new. Cleanup is as easy as it gets. Pop them out, hit them with a garden hose, and the dirt sheets off. The fit and finish feel OEM, just tougher. The edges trace the carpet perfectly. Channels land where they should, and they lock into the factory restraint points so they don't creep under the pedals. And it's not just for the X3, 3W provides premium floor mats for the BMW X7 and X5 as well. They also have high-quality floor mats for a variety of urban SUVs from other popular brands. Check out their website to find your fit, and don't miss their Brand Day giveaway. From now until September 25th, leave a comment below for a chance to win exclusive 3W merch and custom floor mats. One lucky winner will be randomly selected by 3W Autolife. Shifting gears to exterior design, they both nail the new generation same DNA brief. The X3 leans bolder and boxier with crisper surfacing, slimmer lighting, a more upright stance, and proportions that push visual weight rearward. Think athletic hiking boot rather than dress loafer. Stronger shoulder lines, a squarer tail, and tucked-in overhangs make it look planted even at a standstill. Up front, the grille is wider yet cleaner, and nighttime theatrics get a major upgrade. The available illuminated kidney grille traces the perimeter in a crisp welcome signature as you approach. Subtle from afar, delightfully extra up close. Behind that glow, BMW's active air flap control quietly closes off airflow when cooling isn't needed to trim drag. Out back, the rear design goes broader and more horizontal. Sharper LED signatures, a tidier lower valance, and an integrated spoiler that stretches the roofline so the whole thing reads muscular without drifting into cartoonish. The Q5 plays it more subtle and timeless, refining its single-frame face with cleaner graphics and tighter shut lines, then smoothing the body sides so it reads upscale without shouting. Proportions stay tidy, short overhangs, a confident shoulder crease, and a gently tapering roofline that avoids coupe cosplay. The rear emphasizes width with crisp, horizontally oriented tail lamps, a neater hatch emboss, and a clean lower bumper treatment that looks premium instead of busy. Wheels sit flush with squared arches for a planted stance. After dark, the DRL signature is sharp and confident, and the tail lamp animations look expensive without being flashy. Up front, the Q5 also uses active grille shutters that stay closed to reduce drag and open only when the radiator calls for airflow. Small aero smarts that add to the quietly polished vibe. Okay, now let's take a look at the Audi's cockpit. The Q5 takes a clean, tech-forward approach that reads premium the second you sit. The driver's virtual cockpit is crisp and highly customizable. The 14.5-inch center display is bright without glare, and higher trims can add a passenger display, so your co-pilot can handle maps or music without leaning across the console. Standard leather clears the luxury paywall, and the power-opening panoramic sunroof is a use-it-daily feature that makes the cabin feel bigger and brighter. Details land well: a power tilt telescope steering wheel for fine-tuning position, tasteful ambient lighting, soft-touch dash pads, and metal or open-pore wood inlays that look and feel expensive. Practicality is baked in with wireless charging, USB-C ports front and rear, deep door bins, and a console that actually swallows everyday stuff. Climate controls remain straightforward, and the seats offer generous adjustment with available heat and ventilation. In short, it's minimalist without being sterile. Pivoting to rear seat life, the Q5 is a people-pleaser here. More rear legroom makes longer drives less fidget-prone. The bench slides fore and aft, and the seatbacks recline so kids stop negotiating at the 45-minute mark. And higher trims bring heated rear seats and rear sunshades that banish mid-afternoon glare. The 40-20-40 split keeps skis, tripods, and lemonade jugs cohabiting without drama. And extra small item storage plus rear charging keeps the second row civilized on busy weeks. The X3 is the pack mule of the pair. Extra rear headroom for tall teens in baseball caps, a flatter bench that tolerates short 3-across rides, and crucially, more cargo space. You're looking at about 32 cubic feet behind the second row and roughly 67 cubic feet with the seats folded, among the largest in the class. The hatch opening is nice and square, the liftover won't punish your lower back, and the floor has real tie-downs where you actually use them. Weekend loadout of stroller, duffels, and a family stack of roller bags for a quick getaway? The BMW turns that Tetris game into easy mode. With the hatch packed and the family strapped in, ride quality takes center stage. Both prioritize calm and composure, smoothing bumps before they reach you. The Q5's standout feature is its available air suspension, rare in this class, letting you float in comfort and button down in dynamic with a tap for tighter control. The X3 answers with more organic steering, cleaner on-center, more talkative mid-corner, and a touch less body roll even in its standard tune, which keeps backroad pace effortless. Wheel choice matters for both. Bigger wheels and thinner sidewalls photograph beautifully, but transmit more pothole drama. If your streets are winter patched, the saner sizes deliver happier spines. With the suspension smoothing out the bumps, what you hear next matters. The X3 lets a bit more powertrain and road texture into the cabin, especially when you lean into the throttle, which some drivers actually like because it keeps the car feeling awake. At a steady cruise, wind management is tidy and conversation stays easy without raising voices. By contrast, the Q5 practically whispers. Thanks to a rigid body, acoustic laminated glass, and extra insulation, it delivers class-leading quiet, arguably the quietest in the segment at around 53 decibels on a smooth highway. So podcasts stay clear and backseat naps actually happen. Both still keep wind noise politely outside, but the Audi sets the benchmark. Next up, efficiency and real-world miles per gallon. The X3 2.0 usually does a tick better, 27 miles per gallon combined, roughly 23 to 25 city and 28 to 31 highway, while the Q5 2.0 averages 25 miles per gallon combined, about 22 to 24 city and 28 to 29 highway. Credit the BMW's hybrid assist and relaxed gearing at cruise. Translation, it's not a night and day gap, but if you rack up miles, it adds up. At 15,000 miles a year, 27 miles per gallon versus 25 saves about 44 gallons. At 20,000 miles, you're saving about 59 gallons. So high mileage commuters will feel that difference every year. If towing is your weekend love language, here's the reality check. The Q5 is rated up to about 4,400 pounds, while the X3 lands around 4,000 pounds. That means small boats, a pair of jet skis, or a lightweight track toy on an aluminum trailer are in play for both. But the Audi has the edge on paper. Real talk though, the limiting factor is usually how you equip it. If towing's on your menu, order the factory hitch at build time. Modern stability and trailer assist systems expect that hardware from day one, and retrofits tend to be a coding-heavy hassle. Rolling into tech convenience, both SUVs deliver the modern remote lifestyle. Remote engine start, lock and unlock, and preconditioning from your phone app. BMW's Digital Key, and in certain trims, Digital Key Plus, brings extra wideband magic so you can walk up with your phone in your pocket, open the door, and start the car hands-free. Audi's app suite does the essentials with a clean interface and reliable status updates. Either way, once you melt the windshield ice from your sofa, there's no going back to scrapers and cold starts. Okay, on to price and build passports. The BMW X3 xDrive starts at $51,125, including destination, and is built in Spartanburg, South Carolina, USA. The Audi Q5 2.0 Quattro opens a little higher at $53,495, including destination, and is built in Mexico. As always, options move the sticker fast. Decide early if you want surround view cameras, upgraded audio, or suspension goodies, and build it once rather than laddering up later. Looking past the test drive to what it costs to keep, here's the long-term picture. Ownership math. Both retain value well, but the X3 is projected to hold slightly more over 5 years and scores a small reliability edge. If you keep vehicles beyond the honeymoon phase, that small advantage can tilt total cost of ownership in the X3's favor, especially paired with included scheduled maintenance in the early years. Insurance varies wildly by zip code, so it's worth quoting both before you commit. Sometimes that's the tiebreaker you don't expect. Bringing it home with the personality match, not just the spec sheet. The choice splits cleanly by what you value most. If you want bolder design, sharper steering feel, a sportier vibe on demand, slightly better miles per gallon, and more cargo room, you're a BMW X3 person. It's the driver's pick that still hauls family life without fuss. If you prefer a more subdued, timeless exterior, the quietest cabin in the class at highway speeds, rear seat pampering, slide, recline, available heat and sunshades, and the option to add air suspension for float or firm ride tuning, plus a slightly more powerful engine, you're an Audi Q5 person. And that's the split. Now it's your turn. Tell me which one fits your life and why in the comments. If this helped, hit subscribe and a quick like. More buyer smart breakdowns coming soon.